Enter Carolina.
Excuse me, do you know if Jenny's here?
I'm Ginny.
I'm Humpty's daughter. Here's wife.
Is he gonna be surprised?
I'm marked. They're gonna kill me.
That's what you get when you marry a gangster. I gotta have a drink.
No, Humpty, you've been good.
Damn it!
Miss, you can't be out here right now. We're expecting lightning storms.
When you're married to a man who got rich putting people's feet in cement, you probably never had to do a dish.
Your wife don't like to go fishing anymore, Humpty.
She made like she liked it. To get me on the hook, I was the fish.
Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Christy, Alonzo, if you thought the calendar was gonna run out and we weren't gonna get a Woody Allen movie, oh no, we got one.
Yes.
Wonder Wheel.
Right under the wire, yes. Woody Allen makes a movie every year, whether you want him to or not. This is this year's movie. So we go back in time to the 1950s, Coney Island. This is one of a million movies this year that somehow feature the Wonder Wheel at Coney Island. There's like 5 other movies that like feature it prominently somewhere, but this actually gives it its title. So it takes place on the boardwalk at Coney Island in Brooklyn. Justin Timberlake is a lifeguard at the beach. He's also our narrator, unfortunately. And it's the story of all these people who are beleaguered and have lived these horribly sad lives, and they're all intertwined. And one of them is played by Kate Winslet, who is this failed actress who had these dreams of stardom and glory, but now she's stuck living with her second husband, played by Jim Belushi, who runs one of the carnival attractions, the carousel. Yes?
Carousel, yes.
The carousel at the boardwalk. And she works at a clam house, and then Juno Temple shows up, and she's Jim Belushi's daughter from another marriage, and all their lives intertwine in this ridiculously beautiful summertime light, this Technicolor summertime glow, thanks to the great cinematographer Vittorio Storaro. But it's not nearly as good as any of that might sound. Take a look.
Did he kiss you?
Why are you getting so heated?
I'm gonna find her.
My head is pounding.
Everything's coming apart.
You look a little crazy to me.
When it comes to love, we often turn out to be our own worst enemy.
I know what it is you did.
Don't you think you're being a little melodramatic?
Oy.
So we talked about "I Love You, Daddy" and how creepy that was, and this approaches that level of creepy in terms of the art imitating life. We have, I mean, it's not a one for one.
True, it is. There is a stepdaughter. I didn't even think about that.
Love triangle with a stepdaughter.
Here's the thing: you don't have to be repulsed by Woody Allen or believe any of the worst of Woody Allen to think that this movie sucks.
Okay.
Because it's just boring.
So whether or not you even knew any of that.
Yeah,
stuff,
that you can take that all off the table.
Okay, on its own.
It's still terrible.
Okay, why is it terrible?
It is terrible because it feels like this. If he had gone just a little further and made it an actual parody of like post-war American drama, then maybe we'd be onto something here. But this just feels like this sort of watered-down William Inge, Tennessee Williams
definitely, yeah.
stuff, with a narrator plucked right out of Sophie's Choice. And it's just, okay, if you're gonna start your movie off with narration and the narrator tells me, well, I'm a writer and I wanna write plays, so I have a weakness for poetry and symbolism, that's bad enough.
They have to
and
tell
then
you that.
when you put that in the mouth of Justin Timberlake,
I'm sorry, I always thought that Justin Timberlake could do no wrong, right? Whether it's like singing or dancing or like designing clothes or
and comedy.
Anything. And he's a multi-talent, and he is enormously likable and charismatic, and he's so poorly cast
out of
here.
his depth
and
in this.
his accent is it what is it? Is it New York?
I'm not even sure.
He goes to NYU supposedly to be a playwright. Anyway, yeah, I don't know whether it's meant to be an homage or a parody or something in between, and it just feels wishy-washy. Having said that, Kate Winslet is like going for it. I mean, she's up here with the histrionics.
She commits for sure, and she's playing what has been written for her, which are like these ludicrous. Like she gets a mad scene at the end of the film that is such, again, could have just a little bit further, it would have just be a parody of a third act like Blanche Dubois freak out, you know. And he already kind of did Streetcar with Blue Jasmine,
Right.
so this is sort of like, this is even just sort of a half-assed Blue Jasmine at this point. Yeah, you know, it's no one talks like a human being in this movie. There's a, you know, there were some lines I was trying to remember, but it was where it's sort of like something, comma, blah blah blah, and I was like, no human being in the history of the world has ever said that sentence. You know,
Punctuates while they talk.
It just and like. I wish he would take a year off occasionally because it's just this endless stream of movies, and it's like every 7th one is any good, you know, and in the meantime we just get like this is one of those filler movies that's in between when you're waiting for the next good one.
It's frustrating in the level of talent he has amassed here, and the level of talent he's always able to amass. People still want to be able to say they've made a Woody Allen movie.
Right.
And so
Except Ellen Page.
He can get, that's true. He can get incredible talent though, and so, you know, from a production design standpoint, from a cinematography design, I was just looking up on IMDb. Vittorio Storaro is an Oscar winner for Apocalypse Now, Reds, and The Last Emperor. So
sure.
it's deeply, richly vibrant.
It
in the
is
service of just crap.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. The period detail feels lived in and real. Yeah, the clothes and the cars. I mean, all that stuff. But yeah, it is so dramatically flat, and it doesn't feel like he has any feel for any of these characters. This feels like a half-remembered, like, TV play he saw in his childhood that he's sort of regurgitating and making look great, but there's no meat to it.
There's no meat to it, and it's also, he is once again going back to themes and characters that he's written a million times before. But you mentioned Cate Blanchett in Blue Jasmine, but this like tortured, melodramatic damsel in distress has been a fixture of his for time immemorial. So I don't know why he keeps going back to that.
Yeah, there's a lot of Purple Rose of Cairo I kept thinking about, because like several people point out, oh, she's obsessed with the movies and the radio, you know, and like an escape. And it's like, and he's done this well before, but it's like, you're right, he's gone to this well a lot.
Yeah, no one's motivations make sense. None of the various entanglements make any sense. And it just seems like a massive waste of talent on screen, behind the camera.
Yeah, you know, and it's like it's just become this thing now where we have, like I said, we have to sit through like 5 to 7 of these, waiting for the next like Vicky Cristina Barcelona or even Midnight in Paris or something.
I was gonna say, what was the last great one? If 1 out of 7 is his batting average here, like what?
I mean, Midnight in Paris was above average, you know, but I think it became great because we were just starving for like a decent Woody Allen movie at that point.
Blue Jasmine is great, but mostly great for her performance.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Vicky Cristina Barcelona is probably the last one that I think is solidly, you know, works.
And that was 2008.
Yeah.
Yes, so we're due for a good one again. Yeah, so my number is a 4, just for, again, production design, costumes.
Yeah, no, I give it a 3.5 for the same reason. But
all right,
that's
so
it.
3.8 is our number. It's at 44% on the tomato meter. So I think this is a movie that, before it came out, was possibly considered like, hey, this might be in the conversation for awards. And it's like, no, probably not.